Did you know that Kentucky offers historic preservation tax credits? Historic preservation tax credits help you improve the place you call home. Preserving our historic buildings not only strengthens our communities, it honors our history and heritage. The Commonwealth of Kentucky is happy to assist in improving your living conditions and believes this is a positive incentive to promote private investment. Improving our old buildings also encourages investment in the region, helping our community to grow and thrive. So why apply? What do you get in return? A tax credit lowers the amount that you owe the government. It is literally a dollar-for-dollar reduction in the income tax that you owe. In the end, a tax credit helps offset your construction costs, making it easier for you to tackle home improvement projects. Keep in mind, for owner-occupied properties, you may be reimbursed for up to 30% of your eligible construction expenses. And for non-owner-occupied properties, the maximum reimbursement is 20%. Don't worry, we will explain more in a minute. There are three main steps in determining if you qualify for the Kentucky Historic Preservation Tax Credit Program. First, is your property on the National Register of Historic Places? Second, there are tax credits available for big projects. We're talking substantial investments in your property totaling $20,000 or more. Or you could do a bunch of smaller projects that add up to that amount over a 2-year period. And finally, the scope of work must follow the Secretary of the Interior's standards for rehabilitation. In short, these guidelines say, 1, leave historic elements alone. 2, fix gently. 3, replace similar. Keep in mind, not all home improvement projects are eligible. The program supports projects like roof repair, new wood siding, wood floors, plaster, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, window repair, and architect fees. But it doesn't cover landscaping, additions, appliances, driveways and sidewalks, or the purchase price. The Kentucky Historic Tax Credit Program involves a 3-part application. First, confirm your property is listed on the National Register. Don't know? Ask your city or state historic preservation officer. Part 2, describe your work. What does your building look like now? And what are your construction plans? You'll need to provide before photos as well as the scope of your proposed work and a construction timeline. And most importantly, remember to document the before and after. Save your plans, take photos, and track your expenses in order to show the work that you have finished. You'll need to provide all of this information in the third and final step, request for certification once the work is completed. A few things to remember. Only 24 months of expenses qualify for the reimbursement. Have you already started your project? No worries, you're still eligible to apply. But we do highly recommend that you apply before starting work to avoid costly mistakes. Have questions? You're not alone. Remember, there are people and resources to help you through this process. For an example, let's take a look at Charlie's story. Meet Charlie. Charlie lives in a beautiful historic home on a quiet street in Latonia, right here in the heart of Kenton County, Kentucky. Now, due to 20 years of wear and tear, the house is in need of some roof repairs and interior renovations. And Charlie found out about the Historic Preservation Tax Credit Program through a local neighborhood organization. But he wasn't sure if his house was within the Rittes East Historic District. So Charlie called down to the city's Historic Preservation Officer, Emily, who was happy to report back that yes, indeed, this house was on the National Register. Charlie then put together a construction plan, consulting with a local architect and contractor. He made sure that the proposed work follows the program guidelines and meets the Secretary of the Interior's rehab standards. Charlie then submitted his tax credit application to the State Historic Preservation Officer and started construction. Charlie was careful to document the full process and track all of his expenses. In the end, he spent $20,000 on a new roof and interior renovations. The Kentucky Heritage Council approved his application, and in return, he received a $3,000 tax credit. When April 15 rolled around, Charlie found out that he owed the government $1,000 in taxes. But luckily, the Historic Preservation Tax Credit covered his payment. Plus, he got to keep the difference, $2,000 to help pay off his new roof. Charlie was one happy camper. So why apply for the Kentucky State Historic Preservation Tax Credit? The Commonwealth of Kentucky is committed to helping you invest in your home. The program aims to honor the history and heritage of our local communities while improving our beautiful historic structures. In the end, you are happy, your house is happy, your neighbors are happy, and Kentucky is happy.